Hi guys, and welcome to week 1 of the Let's Cook with Parmco program. This week I've got something really special. It's a dish that I was taught when I was about maybe 13 years old. My mother had spent a little bit of time in Asia and she came back with a very simple beef stir fry recipe. Now I'm going to cook it for you today so that you can recreate it for your friends and family at home. I love it. The main thing to remember though is to get those photographs uploaded to the website so that everybody can have a look and get voting. Now this is a really simple recipe and one that I love. There's a couple of things that you need to do to get ready, to get prepped. Number one, I like to blanch off my broccoli and beans. I just do that for a minute in some boiling water, take them out and leave them. Okay, you don't need to put them into cold water if you just do it for 1 minute. They should still be a little crunchy, but it just helps with the speed of the stir fry. Number two, I always use a little bit of water. Now what that will do is balance out the saltiness of the soy sauce. But to get started, I like to get my wok on as hot as it'll go. Now make sure your parents are at home to help you with this. I'm using peanut oil. Now it's got a beautiful flavour, a high flash point, so for doing things in a hot wok like this, it's better to use something like that rather than olive oil. So about a tablespoon of peanut oil goes in. Okay, now you'll know that's hot straight away. When I move my wok around, it moves really quickly around the bowl, so that means it's extremely hot. Now if you don't have a wok like this, no problem, you just put one straight onto your cooktop at home. As I said, straight in with the onions. You want to hear some sizzle. In with that, on top of that goes some garlic, just some finely chopped garlic. I'm just going to move that around for a few seconds. Now instantly I can smell peanuts, onion, garlic. It smells delicious. Now stir fry. You know, the trick is in the word, stir fry. So you've got to continuously keep things moving in a stir fry so that it's not catching and burning. Rightio. Now, straight in, I've got about 400 grams of sirloin steak. You can use rump steak or whatever. Better to use something that is a more tender cut though, because you are going to cook it really quickly. Perfect. Okay, give that a quick stir just to combine. Now what you want to do here is you really want to see if you can get a little bit of sear on the outside of that steak. So at this point, I'm just going to leave it for about 30 seconds while I show you a little trick. Now with a lot of Asian food, the key is in the presentation. So to slice things, I like to slice everything in a slightly different way because it looks better in the final product. So with this bit of celery, cut it in half, make sure you've got a parent or a caregiver around. I like to hold it on an angle and then just really gently slice through like that. And what you get are these lovely, lovely shapes, and that just adds to the texture in the mouth, which is fantastic. Okay, you can see now we're starting to get a little bit of colour on that beef. So let's hit it with some veggies. Broccoli, beans, but you know what? You're only restricted by what's in your refrigerator, so use whatever veggies you want, but load them up, have lots of them in there. Okay, nicely combined. Right, add a little bit of flavour in there. I've got microplane and some ginger. You could easily just use your grater at home. That goes straight in over the top. And you want a couple of tablespoons of that. It's lovely and fresh. Adds a really nice bite to it as well. Soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons. Now I'm using salt reduced soy sauce to keep it nice and healthy. I know that that will be about 2 tablespoons. Now I also know that it's going to be quite strong in there, a little bit too salty, even though I've used salt reduced soy sauce. Keep it moving around like so. So just add in a little bit of water. Now what that water will do is just balance everything out, and just a touch of sugar. Okay guys, the trick with a good stir fry is to not overcook it. You want those greens to stay nice and vibrant, and I think we're pretty good to go. So straight off the heat, and then it's just time to serve it up. You know, now I know how tasty this is, but we're really lucky today to have Nikki from the Healthy Food Guide magazine, and she's going to come and talk to us about some of the nutritional information on this dish. G'day Nikki, how are you?
Hey, that looks great. I've got some beautiful brown rice to go with it.
Fantastic. Brown rice. I love the texture of the brown rice.
It's lovely and nutty, and you know it's a whole grain, so it's going to be much better for you than a white rice.
Absolutely. Now, I think I've used some salt-reduced soy sauce in there.
Fantastic.
And I think the flavour, you know, sometimes with a stir fry, if you don't get it right at home, it can be a little bit salty. So that salt-reduced soy sauce is absolutely fantastic.
That's great. It really brings out the flavour of those green vegetables, and those are so good for us because they've got fibre and folate. They're just going to make it super healthy. And
I think also using the sirloin steak that I've done, you're using slightly less than you would normally have for a serve. So the protein value in there must be pretty fantastic
yeah,
as
100
well.
grams is about right for a serving of meat, and that beef is really good for us too. It's good for our brains, full of iron.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, guys, well, just remember, the main thing is to get cooking, but upload those photographs so you can get as many people voting for you and your school as possible.